All right, we are back. Dynasty trades in 5, sometimes 7. I'm Clay.
I'm Shane. Dynasty trades in 5.
I'm Scott. Let's go.
So we were talking about Josh Jacobs tonight. He, there's obvious knocks about him in the past. He's got the talent and whatnot, but he's not getting the ball thrown to him. Well, things are a changing, right, Scott? We'll pass it over to you. You go first.
Yeah, I mean, that's the interesting thing about Jacobs is I was kind of on Jacobs earlier before the season because, you kind of examine his workload through his first 2 seasons. He's missed 2 games a year. He had averaged 280 touches per season. So, I mean, you're right there about 20 touches a game. The argument against it was like, well, he never does anything with the touches. So he's kind of just like a volume based, maybe he's a low end RB1 at best. That's kind of how he was valued. He kind of was like written off a little bit. And we've noticed this phenomenon where like a rookie running back takes off sometime in their rookie year. We hype them to the moon after their rookie year, kind of like what we might be seeing with Javonte here in the next couple weeks. And then like their sophomore year, if they don't become Jonathan Taylor, we kind of push them down a little bit. Like, well, they're just not that great. They're just a solid starter. There's still value in having an insulated starter. That's the one thing that you can argue with Jacobs is he's probably going to be in this role for 2 more years. Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll take that, right? You'll take predictability at the running back position. It's just what's the upside. And that was the argument was, well, they don't target him. He doesn't get a lot of receptions. But this year, I mean, that's changed a little bit. Now Kenyon Drake got hurt today. Looks like he may be out. So it's like it's going to be Jacobs probably the rest of the year getting a lot of pass catching work. So what's that mean going forward? I mean, DLF, they have him at currently RB18. And it's like, I don't think the value is going to go much higher than that. So I'm kind of I'll buy rest of the season if I haven't had a trade deadline yet. And I'm willing to ride out the rookie contract. I just, his upside, he's not a top 12 running back. Probably doesn't have top 12 upside, but you never know with this many receptions.
9 for 38. 9 receptions
Exciting.
for 38 yards. 13 rushing attempts for 52 yards, and that 4 yards a carry is actually better than his average. He is what you want from a running back, right? Volume, just pure volume. He's so inefficient that it scares the living daylights out of me. I can't imagine that the Raiders are going to look at his year after this year and his year basically in his entire career and go, yeah, this is what we need. And this is the type of running back you have on a winning roster. There's going to be room for a running back to come in and take work from Jacobs, which seems crazy to me because he's got the perfect setup. But now that he's had the perfect setup and we've gotten to see it, apparently he's not very good. That said, RB18, I mean, that's really low. If I could trade a singular first for him, I think I'm going it. Sorry, Clay. I know you're going to jump in later asking us some questions about trades. But if someone also wanted to pay me a 2023 first, I think I'd be out in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You would hit accept if somebody offered you a 23 first for Jacobs. Would you give one for him? Scott, you said you're interested in buying for the rest of the season. Would you give a 23 first? You love them 23 first.
It's still hard for me to pay 23 first for running backs just because, like, what am I buying? I'm basically just buying placeholder production. So I think it's hard for me to buy a guy like Jacobs because what else can I get with that first? I mean, I guess if that's the very best I can get and I'm absolutely desperate, then sure. But I just want to throw this out there. Shane mentions the yards per carry. Guys under 4-point yards per carry this year, Antonio Gibson, Najee Harris, Leonard Fournette, score kind of right on that cusp. But we value other guys that don't do a lot with their touches either. So,
yep. All right, quick here. Who do you like better, Montgomery or Jacobs?
Monty.
Scott.
Yeah, I think you're actually pretty similar, except for probably more durability with Montgomery. But I think they're fairly similar. I mean, I think I'd go with Monty, but I think it's gotten close. Whereas before the season, I think a lot of people would have said Monty.
Okay. What about Eli Mitchell?
Eli.
Yeah, I think Mitchell is because of the situation. Okay. James Robinson's another one I was thinking of. Like, he's the same thing as Josh Jacobs. They're just touches. They're guys that they know they can command touches.
What about CEH?
CEH.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't seen him at all tonight.
All these other backs are I think they're better players, and volume is the most important thing at running back, right? But I could definitely see Jacobs losing some of that volume. And if he does, he has no efficiency to make up for it.
Okay. Would you rather have Jacobs a late 22 first and a 23 first? So Jacobs and 2 firsts, or Jonathan Taylor?
The correct answer would be the firsts in Jacobs. And I'm going to say the firsts in Jacobs.
I would say Taylor, but that's only, man, that's tough. I think you could justify making that deal literally this week because Jonathan Taylor's on a bye, and rest of the season Jacobs could probably smash. Yeah, that's a real close one.
So real quick, cross position, Jacobs or Deontay Johnson?
Deontay.
Yeah, I think you probably have to go with Deontay.
Deontay's
Okay, what
running
about
so hot right now that I could get Jacobs plus for him.
He's like Hansel. He's so hot right now. What about Pittman or Jacob straight up?
See, yeah, and I think that's the type of deal you make if you can't do running back for running back. I'd rather trade a receiver that I think might be a little bit. I don't want to call him a fraud, but we did a Pittman video. I think that's the kind of deal that you sell and get a guy like Jacobs instead of giving up a first.